What's up, guys? This is the Not So Interesting podcast. My name's Nick. This is,
Draiden.
Jalen.
and we got Jalen here. He's one of our, first guys to interview. First guys. He's pretty cool so far. Tell us a little about yourself, Jalen.
Man, 23 years old from Atlanta, Georgia. I do art, I cut hair, and yeah, man, it's really not too much to me, man. It's all about the vibes and raw paper.
Yeah, drop that link. We'll drop that link below for him and all of his tags. Go check him out. Where are you posted up right now? So if people are around you, they go get a cut from you.
You said where am I posted up? I'm in Greenville.
Yeah. Okay.
Where is that at?
It's probably about an hour from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Gotcha. What got you into it? Were you doing it? I know you were talking about you were in military previously with Draiden. Did you start doing that when you were in, or did you learn it afterwards?
No, I grew up cutting hair, man. Just hard times make you learn new skills sometimes.
Yeah, I feel that.
Definitely, man. Cutting hair is dope, man. Meet a lot of new people, a lot of opportunities and experiences, a lot of learning.
Yeah. Have you thought about doing travel or reaching out to other people to do that with?
Definitely, but I'm currently in the process of trying to go to barber school because in this state you have to have a license to go to work in the shop. But I'm pulling some strings now.
Hey,
so you plan on staying there and building your little network around there?
Definitely. I got a barber page. People usually, when I show them, they usually come and let me give them a cut. So we'll definitely drop tags down on for the.
Now let's see those pants again, man. I want to talk about that for a minute. Look, I know a lot of people can't see this podcast right now, but dude, his color, his artwork, everything that he symbolizes are in his pants, in his collection, man. I suggest everybody go check it out. Honestly, I love it, man. I really do.
You can find all of my artwork and everything on Instagram at Cash CASH World WORLD _ C as in Charlie, B as in Bravo. Yeah, man, that's the page, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're
Yes, sir.
Flashbacks. He said,
"Yes, sir."
C as in Charlie,
B as in Bravo. Okay, now
that's normal. That's normal. That's normal. Those letters.
That's like that lingo that you just keep on. You just keep it afterwards.
Yeah, even before then, though, that's usually how it is.
Gotcha. Now, I know we had talked. Today's Super Bowl day, right? We just finished that game off. Rough. I know, Jalen. I know you're making that face and everything.
Hey, all I gotta say is, I'm glad the Eagles lost.
Oh man, you got a crazy run.
Look, I called it. I posted on Snapchat and all that. Chiefs didn't get it. It was just very the statistics. I'm gonna say it. Sea chickens have been there a while. They've been going there. They've been doing it. They put in that work. They really do. They really do.
Hey,
Chiefs, they've had a hard time, but they worked there up their way. Mahomes, I don't care for, but he did it.
Y'all been seeing all the conspiracy stuff getting leaked about the scores and stuff, right? And they were talking about how the score was going to be 37 to 34, but it was 38 to 35.
Yeah,
I already knew that. Once the script was leaked, that it wasn't gonna go that way, at all. It can't be.
It's gonna be.
Well, I knew there was going to be a bad start where, in the first quarter, where Smith was running down the line in the second play, and freaking boom, he got flipped. You saw that, right?
Yeah, helmet to helmet.
Flip, bro, right off the sideline. That was crazy. I knew that their defense was up.
Yeah, it was a lot of.
It was crazy. It was like Jalen Hurts got up, and all of a sudden he, after just making a great play, fumbled the ball out of nowhere. I mean, it was like what kind of a fumble was that? He just top-plated it. He didn't want the ball no more.
Or how Kenneth Gainwell, he got up there and he got his shoulder barely touched there.
Oh.
So then, but right after touchdown, baby, it's touchdown right after. We already knew that was going to happen.
It was so many bogus calls that they called on the Eagles. I was like, man, the holding on Juju. Come on, let the boys play.
Hey, let me ask you this: you think Mahomes has Michael Jordan treatment?
I say if he goes again, most likely.
I mean,
Yeah.
look what the Cincinnati game was. You know what I mean? The Cincinnati game, the dude was legit getting calls out of nowhere to make the Chiefs win.
Yeah.
Hey, at least he didn't have no, cancellation because his brother being at the game for
True.
Mahomes.
It's true though.
Every time his brother's there,
I
he
can't
loses.
stand his brother, man. I cannot stand his brother.
Dude, AJ Brown. Let's talk about that.
Dude
AJ Brown was doing
great
really.
game.
He was doing great, bro. Monster, yes.
Every time I was looking at stats, AJ Brown.
Turning yards, flipping left and right.
He's been that though. Even on the Bengals, college, AJ Brown has always been a rock star, man. Like that's point blank period every time we're on the board.
Well, that's just like in the third quarter when Pacheco ran the freaking to the end zone. He turned around and went all the way to the left of the end zone.
Dude, he's a monster, man. That was probably one of the better Super Bowls that I've probably ever watched. Like, the most engaged I've ever been in the game. Like,
I think the one I've been the most engaged in will always have to be the Saints one. I'm not going to lie. The Saints versus Indianapolis Colts, that was just a Super Bowl.
How could I
that was hard. That was hard.
You know,
it took a while for the Saints to get there. You know, I'm not a Saints fan, but it took a while for them to get there.
Either. Yeah, I mean, being from a cursed city, you know, in a cursed state, with a cursed team, with a kicker who they literally had kickers that were losing on purpose, making their team lose on purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we had mentioned a little bit of that in the last podcast.
Stuff, and all of a sudden now they won a Super Bowl, and they beat Peyton Manning for it. You know what I mean? That was great.
But I was making this comment to Draiden, Jalen, and I think I might have your backing on this. So, do you think KC, Chiefs were fucking trash for keeping it, holding that time all the way just to kick?
I mean, I could say it's a football game. If they were to just run straight in, I feel like that would have been more of a mercy rule type of thing. I feel like they played it smart. You know what I'm saying? If they would have ran in on that one play, if they would have ran it in, I think a lot.
Oh, when he skidded it across and he landed right in front.
Yeah. I think there's Tony. Yeah, if he would have ran that in, yeah, man, it would have been bad.
Well, I think what the problem was Bunker. Their kicker already had a bad term for already hitting the field goal and it bouncing out. So he was under pressure at that 27-yard hitting that last one. So it's why don't you just run it? It's 10 seconds left. They're not going to get a turnaround. He's just going to throw it. See the last play. What did he do? He just threw it.
He freaking sold the game. Mm-hmm. I was sitting there there's no way he just made that bogus throw. It could have been a pick. Literally could have been a pick. So
dude, there was 3 people in the mid that could have grabbed that and went straight down because how they were when they lined up, everybody was spread. There was nobody close by, so they had everybody. Hey, everybody to be able to rush, go forward.
Yeah, Hurts got lucky. He didn't throw an interception on his last drive because
they could have pulled a longest yard and started throwing that shit around.
Bad pass in between 2 guys,
But
there was multiple times where I think Hurts performed way better than I was going to give him credit for because I expected Hurts to kind of fold under the pressure. I felt like he was going to see too much pressure. He was doing phenomenal all year, and then I was maybe the Super Bowl is when he finally cracks, and he did. Yeah. I think he did, phenomenally great. Besides his fumble in the first half, he did great. They were up. They did. It's just Mahomes, man. He does something.
Dude, I give really credit. I mean, even though I said that the stats were it's going to be the Chiefs that winning, Eagles had a higher chance of winning by their gameplay. And if they would have had a turnover to the fourth, they got the 4th down, it was going to be over. Eagle would have ran it quick right down to the thing. Yeah, one play. A homeboy could have been out there and caught it. Been out there.
It was so many factors that could have happened. I was just thinking maybe they blocked the kick. Maybe somebody will take it back to the crib. Nah. It was a lot of factors, a lot of inconsistencies with the Eagles. My dad was telling me it's all gonna come down to coaching. Yep. And it was true, man. I just say he's a more seasoned and a better coach. That's just what.
And he's definitely one of the greatest coaches of all time. You know what I
mean? They were saying, what's his name? Nick or something was going to go up and become head coach if they were to win, right?
Right.
Yeah. So honestly, he's doing good.
I think this is Reed's last time coaching because of his son passing away.
Oh man.
I don't think he wants to coach anymore.
He's probably taking time
for the rest of time with family. Yeah.
That's tragic.
He's had bad health problems in his past. So I think he's finally at the point where he's like, okay, I need to settle down with my family. Man's made money though. All right, he's definitely very wealthy. The dude, everywhere he goes to eat in Kansas City, he gets to eat for free.
Do y'all feel like this year the Super Bowl wasn't as hyped as it usually is? Like grocery stores around us weren't even like stocked up with like Super Bowl decor.
Yeah, I feel like because of all the conspiracy.
Huh? What do you say, Jalen?
Tostitos chips with like the big.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually like it's in some kind of design. It's like usually the logos of the team.
Football when you walk into like your Walmart and shit with Cokes. Yeah, none of that.
Cokes and Dr. Pepper and stuff.
They might have. I don't know when you walk into Walmart or something like that. Like
all I saw was Valentine's shit. I'm like, dude, we've never hyped out Valentine's this fucking big.
Over Super Bowl, like it's usually like a little table and it's got some chocolate on it and a couple of flowers, and that's like all you see in the Valentine section. And then all of a sudden this year they had a whole row of section for it.
Like you go in
kind of crazy.
Then all the Super Bowl stuff is gone, and it's just a bunch of pink hearts and candies and stuff everywhere. It's usually how it works.
It's definitely very crazy. Typically. Man. I got a question for you, man. Like, how do you feel about this whole entire China situation and like the Russia situation, like going up and hostilities getting higher?
Like, are you reading in on it, or are you just like leaving it be?
I guess I left this out in the beginning of my introduction. I am a conspiracist.
Okay. Cool. Okay, we got one on here. That's great.
Yeah, I just feel like definitely China is spying on us. I just feel like the United States needs to just shut up.
How do you feel about Biden?
You said Biden, yeah. Definitely.
Do you think he's a big contributor? Do you think he's a big contributor to what's going on?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
Look, everybody's like, oh, Trump, this and that, blah, blah. Obviously, he's probably not the president that I would want to be in office, but the only thing that made me root for him, two things. Got Kodak out of jail, and
yes, sir, he did, bro.
And he put more money in my pocket when I was in the military. That's the only reason.
And I will say this: a lot of people there's a hate and love relationship with Trump. The only reason I liked him is because he made agreements with other countries to bring peace. Even though we got in debt, dude, we're always going to be in debt. The United States is the biggest debt concealer, but we're always giving out, right? But he was making peace with Korea, China, and all that. We don't have to worry about that treason shit. Biden, as soon as he steps in office, takes all that away.
All right, first of all, Putin said that he didn't even want to do anything. The leader of the Taliban ceased fire for 18 months. Not a single U.S. military member died in the Middle East for 18 months.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Biden gets in the office, and then we have
16 people die in the first week.
It was 13. 13 of our brothers and sisters, died, and especially because they were most of them were Marines. You know what I mean? And like this dude, literally, the Taliban said that he wouldn't mess with Trump. He said that he called him Your Highness or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like
businessman, Draiden. He's a businessman.
Yeah, he's all about business.
People. They're like, oh, I don't like him. It's not about how you feel about the person, all right? It's about what the man's going to do and how he's going to do it. If he's doing it morally correct, like he was doing all the things to make the country progress and better, have more prosperous futures. He was literally having
for business, for like economy, because that's his mindset,
correct,
right?
Though. He wasn't trying to have like Halliburton, like the Dick Cheney and George Bush incident. He wasn't trying to have another Hillary Clinton incident where she sells, 30 million guns and ammunition to the Taliban. And then all of a sudden, Joe Biden comes in and arms. And now they're like the fourth largest army in the world.
Yeah. He definitely sold the United States out. That was a very
He made us look like a bitch, bro.
You said what?
He made us look like a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah,
he really has been. And if I'm being honest, that.
You said what, Jordan?
Go ahead.
Oh no! I was just saying that was a checkmate move for the Middle East with us. They definitely got it all back.
We left all of our shit over there, bro.
You said what? No, yeah, they definitely they took us in the beginning in the early 2000s. They took us there. We lost a lot of brothers and sisters there, and then
for no reason
turn around and just give them all of our stuff.
Like documents from way before that, it's all gone.
Every time we've gotten out of the Middle East, we've done that. Yeah. It has literally been they've dumped the it's crazy, man. You know, it's you say you're conspiracy. I'm low key a conspiracy too, because you know they're not proven to the public, but you can come up with your own, you know, intelligent thoughts and tell that, you know, these things are actually happening.
My whole thing is that you got all these world leaders. You got Kim Jong Un. You got Donald Trump. You got all these different people. You got Putin. I just feel like they sit at a round table and just talk about it. What can we do to surprise the public? Because we got Joe Biden that's trying to press the red button when Trump probably would do that, but he's a little bit more level-headed. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's talking.
He would have partnerships.
That's what I'm saying, Nick. Like Draiden was saying, everybody's like, focused on, do you like the character of the person? It's not about that. It's not about that in politics. It's really about what they're going to do for, you know, the world, or the United States, our country.
Yeah.
Now, do I agree that if he was to continue doing, and you know, the same actions and things like that, yes, I would have to agree. He couldn't, you know, he wouldn't be our president. He wouldn't be a good figure to show us and represent us. You know what I mean? Right. And he didn't continue to do it. He, you know, he has showed that he's been a family man. He says some weird stuff about, you know, having sex with his daughter. Yeah. I mean, I'll fuck his daughter too, but that's on a different subject. And, you know, I mean, I think it's all crazy. I mean, you got the guy who likes to grab women, and then you got the man who likes to snip children. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't want.
Yeah, it's like that Pope situation, okay?
Hey, man, look, all I can say is, man, another point to add on why I like Trump. Still had me laughing on Twitter, man. 4 years of laughing.
Dude, but he was straightforward. He spoke what people are scared to speak, man. All the time. But let me say this. Like,
how much of it you look at and be like, damn, man, that's some real shit, and then it's like, I can't agree with you though.
But you know, let's talk about this. And you know, I'm glad that this is perfect time, and I have Jalen. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I have a big heart. When everything was going on around the world, when Trump was in, he was spoken and had a heart about it. You know about with the BLM and all that was going on, right?
Right.
He was speaking towards it and not against it. While Biden, when all of that school shootings were happening in his term, you know, he wasn't speaking on it. He was too scared to get up and speak about it.
Right.
He didn't even. Matter of fact, the communities where they had the shootings that didn't even want Biden to show up.
No.
That's how much people have not liked Biden.
Well, yeah. Drake, I can say from a perspective of being black and understanding that, you know, everything that the community is trying to do is for, you know, revolt against the police. That's all I can say. But just revolt against all the violence that's happening. You know, just standing up for it. You know, you got to stand up for yourself if nobody else going to do it. I'm pretty sure that Joe Biden would like to have help, but the black community is probably not accepting Joe Biden because of his track record. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the black community is the community that like the ones that are in public, like they're the ones who supported Biden. You know, people. It was specifically, you know, black women who were liberal women that were supporting Biden and putting all their.
It was more of a liberal situation, not even a color thing at that point. Yeah, it was more of a liberal situation,
right?
But the mass majority of the black liberal, you know, community was women, and they were the ones that were voting for Biden, and they were having facts about Biden and videos and actual evidence of stuff coming out about Biden being racist and Biden wanting segregation in schools. Like he actually tried to have that happen since he's been in term. He's trying to literally have black and white schools. Yeah, you know what I mean?
He's a very programmed president, because I just feel like the narrative is still going to be pushed for racism regardless of how.
I like that. He's a program president. I definitely like that.
It's a poison, man. That's like racism is just. It's a poison, man. Like that just.
It's always going to be here.
It's literally something just to keep us not to be, you know, on the same page. It's literally something just to keep us not to be on the same page.
Oh yeah, racism is just a big distraction for where everything else is happening. That's why,
say someone's like over there in Turkey right now, all the earthquakes, right? Racist, someone come in there and beat that. It's like fuck them,
Matter
them getting help, right?
That's true, because you're seeing that. There's I can't remember his name, but the poor man, he was brutally, you know, murdered the other day.
You mean brother Tyree Nichols?
So it is Tyree Nichols. Okay, so I thought I was reading. So Tyree Nichols, yeah, it was him. Like that was some real stupid ass shit what went down.
Yeah, man.
Especially on both parties. On both parties, it was dumb, but the police they're supposed to have way better, understanding.
They're
of
too
what's
trigger
the
happy,
situation.
bro. They're way too trigger happy.
They're too scared. They're not trigger happy. They're too scared. These people who are untrained. They don't understand what real scenarios are, and they freaking out. And
you know what? You know how long?
And instead of having a moment of, they're going. That's
well,
what
let me
they're
say
doing,
this. Let me say this.
There was no reason to pull a gun at all, though.
I agree, 100% agree.
Well, let me say this. Like last year, I tried to go to the academy in August for San Antonio, Texas, and dude, they only give you a week worth of training, and then they can put you out there into a fucking patrol car.
Yeah, no, you got
a week.
You got very patriotic men in this country that
are misled,
are not only patriotic towards the country, but have that poison that we talked about of racism.
Yeah,
that goes hand in hand with power. Like Draiden, you can attest to it, man. Like you ever met, E3 in the Marines, and then he picks up another rank, and then all of a sudden just switches up. Some powerless people just really need that type of push in life to feel like they're somebody.
I definitely feel like like you said, power. It's that I matter more mentality, and people have that. And there's you're someone who's a Marine. You can contest to this. It's courtesy. Do you think that if everyone had courtesy, there would be more peace?
I think if everybody had more patience and understanding with each other versus just a lot of hostile energy. It's black versus white, when they could have just literally been like, sir, we're assuming that you're probably drunk, reckless driving. I heard it was just about a woman. I heard they were beating them up about some lady that the cops knew. It's a lot of shady stuff going on, but.
And there's a lot of people where they're like, they have the camera now. Everybody has to run in two groups. Like here in Texas, a cop can't pull you over without another cop showing up. So that's being a big rule around me. But then all they have to do is push that button and click. 3 seconds later, it's off. Yeah, man, it's a setup, man. Like those cameras are catching the truth, but nothing is being done about it. But in this situation, it was done, and I just think America is really funny because past situations have happened where officers and innocent people being killed, and nothing happens. They get a slap on the wrist, sit home for 2 days, and come back. But black officers kill another black person, and they're like, "Oh, you guys want justice? Got you. Give all the guys life."
I mean, when all this was going around, there was a black officer who killed a man. I believe the man's daughter didn't kill him. Killed the man's daughter in the back seat because he missed trying to shoot him. And it was literally not even like, if you watch the video, it was a traffic stop that shouldn't have gone haywire. Nowhere, there was nothing that should have.
But it was the driver that engaged. I know what you're talking about.
The driver didn't engage or nothing. It was the officer pulled his gun out and pointed at the guy, and the guy drove off, and then the cop started shooting.
I read about this.
Oh, that was that teenager.
I read about this.
That was that teenager.
It wasn't a teenager. It was like a 40-year-old man, and then his 8-year-old daughter or something. She was a young.
I know.
Girl.
I know. Out here in San Antonio, a month ago,
this
a cop
is
pulled
on
over.
the East Coast where he's at. One of those states.
There was a situation where these teenagers were pulling out of a fast food joint. They just got food while they were sitting in the car. Well, this cop pulled up being suspicious,
and he opened the door,
and the guy just started driving off. And so the cop just and killed both of them.
Yeah, he was
both of them.
That was an Army vet too. That cop
17 and 18 years old, dead.
It's already.
I didn't know he killed the girl.
Yeah, the girl died too. She's come 2 days later in the hospital.
Wow, that's tragic, man.
They just let him go. That's all they did. They put him on a notice and let him go from the duty. But did you know a cop can go to another location? He was an Army
vet, and I think that man suffers from PTSD also.
Yes,
I don't justify what he did.
I don't agree with it.
Nowhere near. I don't at all justify him, because I do believe it is a choice. You always have a choice, and it's what you act on. But I do feel like he should have been mentally, evaluated to see if he was fit enough to do it. And I don't think the evaluation system for them to be mentally fit is very good, because
all you do
have
is
someone with schizophrenia literally
you do a written test and you do those polygraphy tests. That's it.
If you believe your lie, it could be a truth,
right?
You know what I mean? That's literally they tell you, that's how people get around it. They believe their lie so much it tells the truth.
Yeah, they make up that life. That life is their life.
Well, I mean, Nick and Draiden, I could just say I have a little bit of. I don't know how much you all know about the police, but the whole idea around the police force goes all the way back to slavery.
Yeah, oh, it does.
It was literally slave patrol. So the narrative probably can never be changed. That's just like, I don't know if you guys know anything about fraternities or like, secret organizations or brotherhoods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still do their
There's
cult actions.
There's one code, man, and they just stick to it. So
We were in a cult.
Well, there was a movie that just came out.
We were in a very, very organization just like that.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say this. I don't know, Jalen, if you've seen it. It's a new movie with Keke Palmer, and it was basically about how she grew up on this, slave field, and
Right.
it's the 2000s. Like, she doesn't know it's 2000s. She's thinking it's back in the day, and she's
Right.
acted upon it as a white man slave. Well, she escapes one day and realizes she's in the 2000s. Slavery's over with. It's been over with for 20 years, and this is based off of a true story. And she goes back and they hunt this guy down. They kill him at his plantation. He has been
Wow.
secretive, and it's known to in the United States around. People are still doing this because they're fucked up in the head.
Do you have the name of that movie, Nick?
Let me go get it.
Sounds like a good movie. Very
That sounds crazy.
Oh, it was in the 70s. In the 70s.
That was insane, man. We talk about time travel and murder, man. That's an action movie.
Yeah.
Cowboys and aliens. This dude. Man.
Let me. It happened in the 70s, so it's called Alice. She was a slave that left out in the 70s and didn't realize that slavery had been ended. Yeah, it happened in 1973. She was rescued on a roadside by a political activist, and someone of like the Black Panther community, ex-Black Panther, helped him out. And it's really good. I honestly, I as a white person, I took that. It was like, whoa, this is fucked up. Like, white people, we see that. We're like, the people that are open-minded,
Right.
we're like, that's fucked up. Like, that's, somewhere down the line, that's, that's our past. Draiden. Serious moment. And you want to pull that?
It got super dark out of nowhere.
Yeah, super dark, super dark.
Hey, man, that's funny. Yeah, no, that's definitely, man. It definitely give education on like these current events, man, because a lot of people are just so stuck on social media, and they believe what they see, but they definitely have to go out there and find the information themselves.
Hey, you're giving people this constant minute by 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 minute videos, and it's just new things every single minute, and you can just go to the next and go to the next. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's when people don't care. They're too entertaining.
They can just swipe and it'd be over with. If screw that.
How many times have you tried talking to somebody who's on their phone and you can't get through to them because they just ignore you? And then you have to move them or something, like they're asleep. You know what I mean? Like to get them to look at you and understand what you're saying. And then they're like, "You talk to me," and then you'd be like, "Yes," for like 5 minutes.
I'm one of those people.
Hey, at least you agree and you notice that you could be.
I mean, it's understandable.
Social media has consumed the generation, though. I don't think that's something that's anything different than me. Like, I could be talking about the phone, but you guys could be gamers. You know what I'm saying? Every type of technology, and it's poison.
I definitely got to agree, man. Like I haven't really been gaming that much.
Dude, no. Like we pretty much anytime I'm on with him, I'll leave to go do something because I either get bored or I get sidetracked because I'm like, I can't do this, and I'll be honest with him, I just can't do it.
I honestly don't even get on, and he'll hit me up and be like, "COD," and I'll be like, "Hell yeah!" And we get on for like 3 matches, and then we're off.
Hey, even that we might last one, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna dip. I'm out. I can't do this.
2023, our last video is about resolutions. So like my 2023 resolution is to be an entrepreneur, start my life, get my life going. I want habits that are good habits, habits that are going to make me progress, and habits that make me feel like progressing and make me want to, have a drive and have ambition. And, that's my 2023 goal. And that's what, now, part of that is getting off the damn distractions.
Yeah, getting off the circuit.
But here, before we end this, Jalen, because I want to have you back on here. What is a goal from now until we're going to wait a couple episodes to bring you back on for about this question? We'll bring you back on for others. What is something that you want to see yourself, whether it be barbing or your brand, that you want to make by next time I ask you this question? What is something you want to change or something you want to do?
Definitely more self-promotion and a lot more consistency. I'm pretty consistent now. I got another piece coming up. I take all types of ideas, and I try to customize the jeans for certain people. But a lot of people trust my designs, and they just want me to freestyle them. So just a lot more consistency and open-mindedness for all the designs, and barbering as well. Just more clientele and more consistency.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have a barber come on here sooner or later. He's pretty big on TikTok and all that. I'm going to share your stuff with him. Okay, I'm going to help you out, man. All right. I don't really know you that well, but
he has a pretty big following.
I got a good following with people. I can talk to a lot of people. I got you. And then
but
each time you get that new art, I got you. I'll post it.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate
it.
So, how much is are you going to use the military benefits to pay for your school?
I'm not really interested in going to any type of college. Are you from the barber school?
No. They won't. They will pay for any kind of school you want to do. If you want to do a trade school, if you want to do a school that you want to go to barber school to go get your license,
they'll pay for all that.
If you want to go get your pilot's license, they'll pay for that school. You know what I mean? Like they'll pay for all that stuff.
Yeah. So certain barber schools, like certain cosmetology schools, they don't accept the GI Bill. So you have to do some type of tuition.
Go to the VA. Use the VA.
Oh, yeah.
So the VA won't use your GI Bill. They'll use your disability.
And if there's a Paul Mitchell, go out there. Paul Mitchell actually has a barber school. If they have one close to you, they accept it as well.
And you said yes. They accept FAFSA?
They accept everything.
Oh,
VA,
wow.
FAFSA, everything. They accept all
definitely. Because I'm pretty sure if you're doing it through the VA, you can also apply for FAFSA and get stuff and get benefits. Yep. And so you'll end up getting paid to go to the school instead of you having to go out of pocket. You'll get paid to go do it.
Yep.
Oh wow, I appreciate the free game and advice, man.
Always, man. Anytime, man. Like I said, I'm trying to bring up who I want to. You know what I mean? I got
everybody that comes on this. We want to expand not only them but ourselves. The gravitativity that we bring, we want to push out with the same force.
Everything I do, every conversation I go in, I'm the dumbest person in the conversation. That's how I always feel.
We already know that, Draiden. We already know that.
It's just so I can learn more.
And that's a part of the 48 Laws of Power, man. A book that every man needs to read.
48 Laws of Power.
Definitely.
Well,
I'm love that. Writing that down.
Yes, sir. All right, but I think we're going to wrap that up for the night. Jalen, thank you for coming on. Can't wait to see your face again, bro.
Oh, yes, sir.
We got this. Hopefully one day we can get everybody to meet, too. It'd be great.
Yeah, we do plan on getting into an actual studio and having people come on.
I'm excited for the progress and the transformation that's gonna happen with the not so interesting podcast.
Yes, sir.